It's good to have you with us. In response to U.S. President Donald Trump's controversial decision to recognize Jerusalem as the capital of Israel, the Palestinian group Hamas has called for a new uprising. Israel's president lavished praise on President Trump's decision today, but the Palestinian president says he is rallying international opposition to the move, a move that he calls, quote, unacceptable and criminal.
It was a day of unrest in many parts of Israel. Thousands of Palestinians took to the streets to protest against U.S. President Donald Trump's decision to officially recognize Jerusalem as Israel's capital. And in many parts of the country, protesters clashed with security forces. Israel is preparing for more violence in the coming days and is deploying additional troops to the West Bank. Many fear that the situation could escalate as the Islamic militant group Hamas urged its followers to start an uprising, a third intifada against Israel. We demand resistance in the West Bank so we can answer this shameless aggression. And I repeat, shameless aggression. The American decision is an act of aggression against our people, a declaration of war against the Palestinian people and the holiest site of Islam and Christianity. Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, in contrast, hailed Trump's announcement as a historic landmark and said other countries were considering following the U.S. lead. We are already in contact with other countries which will issue a similar recognition. I have no doubt that the moment the American embassy moves to Jerusalem, and even before then, there will be a movement of many embassies to Jerusalem. The time has come. But the US decision also prompted a broad diplomatic backlash. Turkey, Russia and the European Union condemned the move, saying that recognizing Jerusalem as the capital of Israel ends hopes of resolving the conflict peacefully, and that it's divided the international community. The UN Security Council has scheduled an emergency meeting about the matter. Hamas declared Friday a day of rage, and many fear that the conflict about Jerusalem could spark a new bloody war in the region.
All right, we want to pull in now our very own Maya Schwader. She is in Jerusalem on the story for us. Good evening to you, Maya. We are talking about Jerusalem as if it's a united city. It is not. Describe for us the facts on the ground and what you've seen today.
So the facts on the ground are that not a lot of people were in a good mood today, Brent. What you see behind me is the Damascus Gate, where just hours ago, this afternoon, a large group of 100, 200 or so Palestinian young people were gathered shouting slogans like "Death to Israel" and "Jerusalem is Palestinian, Jerusalem is Arab," clearly not happy about the situation here. What we are preparing for really is tomorrow, however, Friday, when it's Friday prayers, and there's an expectation that things will get serious. We've already seen some of this happening with some violence in the West Bank. There were some scuffles here. I saw some arrests, one man injured in front of me, and the police really just not in a good mood, as I said, treating people very tersely, really controlling who could go in and out of the area. We'll have to see what tomorrow brings.
And we had also heard reports, Maya, that the number of skirmishes and clashes had not been as high as people had expected, considering this call from Hamas for another uprising. Did you get that sense today, too, that were you expecting it maybe to be worse than it was? And does that then lend credence to the fact that many people think tomorrow will be much worse?
There was a bit of that. I will say the situation here was tense, definitely, but it seemed to be under control. And the people who were here and protesting were very passionate, vocal about their feelings on this matter, really making it known where they stood. But no big outbreaks in Jerusalem, at least. Now, we did see some violence in the West Bank with the IDF and police sending out reinforcements to certain areas where there were clashes happening. But there's sort of a sense that it really could go either way. Either it's going to be much, much worse than people think, or perhaps even overblown.
And that was DW's Maya Schrader there reporting from Jerusalem.